John Wick Chapter 4 on 4K Blu-ray. This is one of the best looking and sounding 4Ks that I've ever seen. So John Wick Chapter 4 is both bigger, more epic, and more beautiful. And it's more ridiculous, silly, and tending towards self-parody. This movie is also the absolute pinnacle of action movies. Absolutely beautiful cinematography, incredible sets, good music, both the actual song choice and the composed music. One thing I really liked about the composed music is that I feel like it leaned more towards John Wick 1, where it just kind of had that like kind of groovy beat throughout in between songs. So before I saw this movie, I heard a lot of people talking about how long it is. It is, do you see right there? Where is it at? It is 169 minutes. And I was like, "Whoa, are they just getting all self-important, or what's with the extra length?" And I had even heard some criticisms that the fight scenes got monotonous and that they got sick of it and bored and that he was just doing the same moves over and over. Wrong. Every fight scene is incredible. Every fight scene is well done. Every move is purposeful and feels different. Yeah, he knows jujitsu, so he does similar jujitsu moves. People have a head that if you shoot it, they die. So there's a lot of headshots. Like, the fight choreography in this movie is it's like a 7-course dessert, and it just keeps coming and coming, and every part of it is delicious, but it is so incredibly rich that not during the movie, but once the movie's over, you're probably going to need a breather for a minute because of how beautiful it is. Also, I'm realizing now that I think I really, really want to watch it again just to absorb like this ballet of death. I mean, look at this little thing right here. Because we got nunchucks. It's just so beautifully choreographed. One of my favorite things that he does with the nunchucks is he like holds one side like a baseball bat and just swings it like a. Let's see if he's not gonna do it. Anyway, I can't just keep letting it play, but he holds one side of the nunchaku and just swings it with both arms like a baseball bat, and this movie just had me laughing and cheering and having such a good time with all the action. So there was a couple downsides. Honestly, I don't think the length is one of them because I think the epicness of this movie really fits the runtime. Part of me wants to say that it could be a little bit shorter, but I really don't think so. It filled out the runtime very well. There was a couple parts where they used CG and it really stood out and kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. But for the most part, everything is practical and delicious to look at. So being the fourth and final John Wick, it seems like they just turned everything up to the max. And I think they pushed it a little too hard to where some scenes actually did feel a little bit like kind of like comedic almost. Why are you barking at me? Some scenes felt kind of comedic and almost farcical. So I was laughing a lot of times because things were so awesome. And there was a few parts where I was laughing like, oh, that was a little bit dumb. But for the most part, so good. Speaking of awesome choreography, this is one of my, I mean, there's so many absolute favorite parts, but watch where he stomps on this guy's gun. I love it so much. Look at this. Right here. Yes. This is so cool. I've never seen anyone do that before. But like the other John Wicks before it, this one was very much video game-like. I really loved the theme of friendship and also accountability throughout the entire movie. There's multiple friendships that are talked about and reinforced, and there's lines talking about how, Sonata, I think his name is. He mentions how friendship is rarely convenient or something. Anyway, when there's some really good friendship lines in here, and they were very heartwarming. And I'll get into more specifics like that when I start going through my scene by scene analysis. But this 4K Blu-ray, first of all, is one of the best I've ever seen or heard. The 4K image with the Dolby Vision and the Dolby Atmos sound, just from the opening scene when you see John Wick's bloody fist punching the little punching stand thing, and throughout, is so powerful and awesome. So yeah, not only this is one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen or heard, I absolutely think it'll be in my top 10 for the year. I can't imagine anything surpassing it. But I keep saying that. I keep having these come up. So maybe the top 10 is going to be a doozy this year. And again, this is just top 10 from what I've seen, but this is a good looking disc. And a quick note on the special features, the same stuff is on both discs. So on the 4K and on the Blu-ray, it's the exact same stuff, which I love when they do that. So you don't have to switch discs. And the special features are really good. It's a whole bunch of featurettes that are like 3 to 5 minutes long each, and they're all very informative and entertaining. And the special features are actually worth watching. They're not like a lot of movies just have like really fluffy special features now. These ones were actually really good, that actually showed you things that how the movie was made, and a surprising amount of the movie was built for, like, the sets were completely put together for this. So you learn lots of awesome stuff about the making of the movie from the special features. My friend pointed out to me that this movie has a very on the nose Lawrence of Arabia homage shot. So part of this movie was shot in Jordan, as was Lawrence of Arabia. And there's this famous jump cut where they blow out the match in Lawrence of Arabia, and it cuts to the desert. And here is the John Wick Chapter 4 version. Look at that. It's pretty awesome. And it's fun that the movie just full on copies Lawrence of Arabia, or homage rather. So now I want to go through a few scenes that I want to talk about and analyze, as if this is a book club and this is my turn here. But this is only about 4 minutes into the movie, and this part happened, and I felt my heart grow 2 sizes. Look at this. He does something different with his reload. Okay, so that normally he reloads when it's empty, right? So you shoot all the way until the bolt locks open, or the slide, it stays to the rear because it's empty. You drop the magazine, you put a new one in, you lock it forward, you're ready to go. But in this case, he did what's called, there's a lot of different names for it. The name that I know it by is called a tactical reload. That's when, it's kind of like in the video game, or like if you ever played a arcade game where you're constantly reloading, like we have to shoot off the screen. It's like basically topping off your magazine. So he's just been in a little gunfight, and he took the magazine out, and there were still bullets in it, and then he switched it for a full one. That's called a tactical reload, or a tac mag. And it just made me so happy to see him do that, because it makes sense that you would want to like if you have a lull in the battle, you top off your magazine. So, or switch for a full magazine and then retain the other one. So I really, really liked seeing that, and it just adds to the realism of this movie. All right, this part here is a visual Blade Runner reference, the original Blade Runner. Look at this room, look how it's lit. Especially this shot right there. Right there. That is absolutely a Blade Runner shot right there. It has to be on purpose. If it's not on purpose, it was subconscious, because this is a visual reference to Blade Runner. Just the lighting and everything. And it was cool to see, because that's a beautiful shot in that movie. Okay, so I've never been to Paris in real life. This movie has some Paris scenes in it. My wife's been to Paris. She says it smells like pee. But this next shot is the most beautiful Eiffel Tower Paris shot I've ever seen in my entire life in any movie. Again, I've never been there. And if they caught this on camera for real and didn't just CG it, this is jaw-dropping. It does not do it justice on my phone, but wow. So good looking. I feel like I could just literally make a comment on every single shot of this entire movie. It is so epically shot. The landscapes and the epic scope of everything is just so big and beautiful. It really lends itself to be the finale, and it feels like the franchise has really built itself up as high as it can go, honestly. And maybe a little beyond that, as I said earlier, but very, very good looking. The Osaka Continental is so cool with all the decorations and archery and drumming and everything in the background. Speaking of drumming, look at these. I was so happy to see these Japanese drums going, because I've seen them in real life, and I actually have an awesome video of them that like no one watches. I don't know why, but I'm going to put a link to the video of these drums being played in real life in the description, because I filmed it and I thought it was so cool and I like to go back and watch it. But anyway, if you've never watched those drums, then watch this video I have in the description. It was a good time. All right, here is the friendship quote that touched my heart so that I botched earlier. This is also John Wick saying one of very few lines that he has in the entire movie in Japanese.
Koji, 迷惑かけてすむなり Friendship means little when it's convenient.
Friendship means little when it's convenient. So I think that is an incredibly powerful line. And honestly, it's one of the powerful themes of the movie is friendship. And this is a good display of it right here between these two. This movie has some serious Western vibes here as the sunrise happens. Listen to the music. It's very good, the bad, and the ugly. You could say it's an homage even. The music and the setting. So the immaculate level of detail in this movie is truly astounding. Right? All the John Wick movies. From the part where the priest shoots John Wick with a shotgun, and when he gets up, you see all the BBs from the shotgun shell kind of falling off because he's basically has an armored suit. You see him all falling on the ground behind him. And this part, he's taking off his jacket after he's been in a whole John Wick worth of gun battles, and listen in the background. Listen. You hear that? A bunch of bullets falling out of his jacket as he takes it off, just implying how many times he's actually been hit recently. I thought that was an incredible and hilarious little detail. I think John Wick Chapter 4 is the perfect conclusion to the story, and I loved the ending. I thought it was very appropriate and fit the franchise perfectly, and yeah, very, very good movie. Again, there's some parts I did not like. I did not like the radio lady in Paris. I just thought that was a little bit too meta, where she's kind of narrating everywhere he's going and like everyone in Paris is going after him. I thought that was pretty dumb. I didn't like that at all. Her narrating where he was going, did not like that. And one thing I thought was funny is there's a little bit of globe trotting that goes on in this movie, and I'm like, man, is there like an Assassin Airlines as well? Like, how does the hobo guy, the Hobo King, travel around? There must be an Assassin Airlines. All right, overall, I really, really liked it. I thought it was really good. I think my wife's opinion, she likes the first one the best and not really these other ones, but I like all of them, but I do think the first one's the best. But this one was a really good time. It was really long, but I just had a smile on my face for a lot of it. I did roll my eyes a few times, but it was really good, and the 4K is outstanding. It's incredible. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.